Hi, this is going to be a quick video to show you how to create a QR code generator in Python. Now, what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to look up, did someone already create this and can we steal their code? Well, not steal their code, but can we use their code because they made their code available for us? So we'll look up Python QR code. And right over here, the first site, which is PyPy, which is the site you're going to want to use, has this QR code package. And as we read through this, we see that this is exactly what we want to do. This does exactly what we want to do. So, what are we going to do with that? We are going to use this person's code. How do we use this person's code? We create our own project. So I'm going to just do start PyCharm, PyCharm Professional. I'm going to launch this really quick. It's launching on the other screen, but bring it over here for you to see. So I'm going to open PyCharm Professional and I'm just going to go new project, pure Python, and I'm going to create a QR gen, which is just going to be what I'm going to call my QR generator. Make sure you're creating a new virtual environment we'll use virtual env. Now what a virtual environment is how we set up so that locally on this computer I have an isolated version of Python, meaning that I might have 3 or 4 different versions of Python installed on my computer, but at the end of the day I only want one to work. I might have multiple versions of Python installed on my computer, but at the end of the day I only want one to be the focus of this project. So if I open terminal, you'll see venv is opened, right? So venv is the virtual environment is now being run. That'll happen automatically with PyCharm. If it's not, you have to configure things properly, make sure that the project is set up right. So now we just need to say, hey, Python, I need you to download that person's code. I need you to download that package. A package is somebody else's code that they make available for us to download by adding it to the registry of this package manager. So we do pip install. Pip is the Python package manager that we're using, and a package manager is literally just a program that manages packages. Packages are somebody else's code. Install is in download and install. QR code is the name of the package that we're getting. So I push enter. Perfect. It successfully installed it. You'll notice that it actually had to download a couple of other packages. That's because this person who used that code, who wrote the QR code package, actually their code relies on other people's code. That's why it's not just getting the QR code, it's getting other packages as well. Now, you are eventually going to want to run this project yourself. So how do I make sure that you're able to get the right packages and you get the right versions no matter how long down the line you download this project? That's easy. I just go pip freeze, and then I do a little forward arrow and I go requirements.txt. And that's just creating a little text file. And if I open the text file, you'll see it's literally just the name of the package and the version that I used when I created this project. So, and now if you wanted to install those packages, so what you would do is you do pip install -r, because this is a requirement, and then you do requirements.txt, and we run that. And it's saying that I already satisfied, meaning I've already downloaded it. But you're going to download the project and you're going to have this requirements.txt file and my Python file, and it's not going to work because you're going to be missing the actual packages. So all you got to do is you got to run pip install -r, which it's a little grayed out here, but it's a -r for like this is a requirements file, and then the name of the requirements file, which is requirements.txt. Once we've done that, we're going to close our terminal because we don't need it anymore, and we're just going to go on my QR gen folder, right? Because I need to create this in the root folder, and I'm just going to create a main.py. I'm going to import QR code, right? So I'm getting the project. I'm going to do if __name __equals whoop main __ run main. And now we are going to do this, we're gonna do define main, so we actually have a main project, and I'm gonna do version 1 of this project. I want you to take this code and play with it and learn from it and make a cooler version of this. So I'm gonna do the most basic version. The most basic version is just a where I ask for data, so we're gonna so user input, all right, or just let's just call this user input equals input enter data to encode. I'm just going to push space, and then we are going to save, and then we need to actually we're going to create a function because I want you to make that function more elaborate. So for now, I'm just going to create a function that saves the thing. So generate QR v1, right? Or generate, we'll just call this v1, and you will create v2 on your own. So this is going to take in user input. So now I've created a function. I haven't actually created the function, but I'm referencing a function that I haven't created, which is giving me this nice little squiggly red line, and I have too many blank lines here, so PyCharm is giving me a little green line like, hey, you should have less blank lines there. It doesn't matter, it'll still run, it just doesn't want it there, but this red line will actually stop it from running. So we have to define generate QR v1, and this is going to be to encode. Because remember, a function takes in data, but the variable name that is given over here is the actual variable name that the function cares about. And so what I'm going to do here is the to encode, and all I'm going to do is img, which is the image, the end result, the ending code is going to equal QR code dot make, and I'm going to do the to encode. And then we do img dot save, and we just have to give it a file name, so just v1 dot png. And this is the simplest version of this program to test it to make sure it works. One moment. I'm just going to get a file to encode with, so so I'm going to get a URL, and I'm just going to put it over, and then I'm going to run my program, right? And it's hey to encode data, so I'm going to give it a URL to encode. I could give it anything, I could just give it a word or something, but in this case, I'm giving it a URL. I push enter, and now we have saved, and this is my QR code. If you wanted to, you can scan it with your phone, and you will see the secret message that I've hidden inside of this, which is, you see it's this link, but what that link actually goes to, you can scan it and see for yourself. That is the simple version. So you're going to get this. In order for you to use it, all you got to do, you're going to have the main.py and the requirements.py. Create a empty project in PyCharm with the virtual environment. I recommend virtual environments because it makes it easier to maintain control of your packages. And then once it's set up, you just open terminal and you do pip install -r, and then you just type requirements.txt. You don't need the /. It should just be like this, and you push enter. And instead of doing requirements already satisfied, it'll actually download those requirements for you. That's all it takes, and then you'll have a QR code generator. For more details on like what to do, I'm gonna save this URL, the actual project URL. Then I'll just write source and that. And I recommend that you go to this URL and read through the web page, because the web page is going to give you some interesting details of some other things you can do. For example, you can make an image with a custom background color and fill color, so you don't have to do it in black and white. You can do it in any colors you want. Make sure that your colors are different enough that they're easy for a camera to tell apart, but otherwise, there you go. That is how to create a QR code generator in Python. It's a couple lines of code because somebody else already did all the heavy lifting, and it works pretty well when it comes to, and it works as an example of using somebody else's code. Get used to that, because a lot of these other projects that I'm going to give you over the course of the next few weeks, the next week or two, are going to be similar things where we're writing most of our code, but we're using other people's tools. In this case, we used a QR generator, and eventually we'll use other things as well.